right back, Charlie. Definitely.
Oh, you on mute. You on mute. You on mute. There you go. Now I hear you.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute. Oh, my bad. But as I said, we've got 45 minutes with the guy, Matty, Southern Gooner. Make sure you're subscribing. Lateness is greatness. Where do we start, man? Like, where do you want to start? Ornstein's predicted a massive summer. Berta's allegedly already.
I'm going to let you pick it. I'm going to let you pick it. Let you
start. All right, fuck it. Let's talk about PSG. Let's start there, man. Before Liverpool and all the others. Let's start with PSG. Obviously, as much as we're critical of Arteta and some people cut a lot of excuses, there was kind of hope of a remontada. It didn't happen, innit? Like, what was your feelings once that game was done?
We never had enough to begin with. I just think that they were better coached, better prepared. And
I wish you was wrong.
Yeah, Luis Enrique, man, you know, he's been around the block. You know, this is what happens. We had this discussion several times here. Managers who've had a better experience in, you know, getting over the line, being in certain situations, dealing with players, you know, they just find ways to one up this manager, and he's going to have to find a way to get over that line. You know, the guys did well. They made it to the semifinal, but we need to be winning trophies this season.
Getting over the line.
Yeah, I mean, we're at that stage now. You know, we're 5 in. You know, I just, for me, man, we need that. It really pains me. It hurts me to see that we've been so close at so many times here in the last few years, and we don't have anything to show for it.
Nothing. And that's what you said there, Matty. It's like we've got nothing to show for it. Once you get something over the line, nobody can chat crap. Like, you look at the Invincibles. People, I know you hear this all the time. Oh, 12 draws. Okay, say that. We're unbeaten. We won the league. Do what you want. It's in history. You're right.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at the Invincibles, you look at the double winning team, these teams got over the line.
Exactly.
You know, you can always go back through history. 93, over the line. You know, we semifinal for the Carabao Cup, semifinal Champions League. We were within 1 point from trying to do something in the league. Then that faded away.
I want to cry, man.
8 points thrown away a couple years ago. 2 points last year. I mean, what else that needs to be said? I mean, we just cannot. This manager has a problem getting over the line, and we're going to probably talk about transfers in a little bit. We'll get to that in a little bit, and I'm going to tell you how to solve that problem if he doesn't want to solve it himself. I'm going to tell you the way to solve this.
I also know now why it's fresh in your mind as well, man. I don't need to forget that point.
To solve this problem, to hide his inadequacies, you have to buy the best available players.
Because I don't disagree, but for someone that doesn't know what you're referring to,
the best available players will be those players who themselves can create moments to win games.
Preach.
Did you see the goal that the brothers scored for PSG, the first one, when they took the lead? The volley.
The first leg or the second leg?
The second leg, excuse me, second leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. The volley.
Nothing.
Nothing. Moments. Bang.
Shout out Ruiz, man.
Yeah, Ruiz. That's who it was. Ruiz. I couldn't quite remember who it was. Ruiz.
Silly free kick to give away. That's the fine margins that we're never on the right side of. That's where I agree with you in that we either get the best of the best or we get some serious mentality monsters. But what we're doing right now is not sustainable.
Yeah, you got to. We're at the stage now. It's no more projects. No more guys that in 6 years they can come good. 7 years. We don't need any more of those. We don't need any more of those. We need guys that are ready to go. When you buy a Jaguar, you don't ask them. You're not waiting for them to put the seat in. When you buy
like that, yeah.
When you buy a Porsche, you're not waiting for the engine to show up. It's already there. and we have to
You
have
just need to put yourself in the car and drive.
exactly. I mentioned this on my fan cam Sunday. We're 5 years in. The team is really supposed to be on autopilot. We should be on autopilot. We should be literally, okay, I just need to remove 2 or 3 players, bring these new players in. They fit the system. Everybody, it takes us to another level, and that's it. We've got to get to that level. We should, man. We should, based off of this is what's gonna hurt when I say this is gonna cut. This is gonna cut you, GG. I'm telling you now, it's gonna cut you when I say this. To think about the fact, I want everybody in the chat. Just sit back in your chair right quick and think about this. Year 5, we're in the Champions League semifinal, and we still don't have the world-class players to get us over the line.
We were a proper out-and-out 9.
We were that close, but you're missing the players.
So close, but so far.
Yeah, so now what you have to think about is, will we get this chance again? Because it's not guaranteed, see? DG is
you weren't lying when you said you're gonna make me sad, bro.
Hey, when you think about it, look at Juventus when they played Barcelona. Have they been back to the final since then? Look at the team they had. This is
our only hope is Inter.
You have to seize these opportunities. You hear me? People don't believe that, DG. You get on there, you tell them, hey man, you have to seize these opportunities.
You have to seize the present moment, man.
So now what we have to do is, going into this summer, we have to strengthen. We have to bring in those world-class players. And guess what we got to do? We have to start all the way over.
We have to renew, replenish, rebuild, project, whatever buzzwords people got to say.
What's the first trophy we going for next year outside the league? Carabao Cup. We started
Carabao FA Cup, man.
Hey, see, a lot of people turn their nose up at it this year. See, now
can't be doing that.
They'll be doing it next year. It's time to go get these cups.
You need to come home with something.
Something. Hey, bro, you can't go to the grocery store and come back empty-handed. That just ain't
nothing in the fridge.
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly. No way. That dog ain't gonna hunt. No way. It is time for trophies at this football club. It's time. This time. You watch that guard of honor on Sunday.
They say it themselves.
Yeah, hey, it's time for trophies. Well, you know what? Here we go to summer. You know what? June 1st. We've got 2 transfer windows this year. June 1st. Get the heavy lifting out the way. Because these teams are going to be looking to strengthen themselves going into this Club World Cup. Teams that's in there, they're going to be looking to get whatever they need, because that's their first shot at the trophy this year.
Yeah. I mean, we got the Emirates Cup, I think.
Come on, man. I mean,
I don't laugh, I'll cry, Matty, man.
Hanover, Hoffenheim,
I hope it's no one decent. Like, bring the shit teams.
FC Cologne. I mean, that's what we talking about. We talking about
probably Colorado Rapids as well. If Kroenke's smart.
Yeah. Columbus Crew. I mean, come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. It's time for Arsenal. This is 6 years now, and this is the mentality I'm going to have going forward. It's 6 years. I don't hear anything else about learning. None of this other stuff. It's about time for success now. And if we,
I want to learn new things. In fact, because what we learned this year that we never knew last year, bro.
Yeah. It's 6 years now, DG. This is for all us that's been talking about, 5 years and this and that. No, now it's about success. I don't hear anything else but success. I don't hear nothing about next year, the year after next, the year after that, and the decade after that. I'm talking about right now, here and now.
Come home with something. Ideally, the Prem or the champs. At least save face and come home with something. No trophies. People need to go.
Yeah, and I'll do you one better. If we get to the midway point next year and it's looking bleak, out.
I hear that. If it's I hear that.
First 15 games, we find ourselves 6-7 points behind. Hey, it's time to start talking. We don't have time. There's no more time to waste. There's no more time to waste. This is critical juncture that we're at right now. We've got players on 2-year contracts that's stalling out. We got players that's looking around. We've got players who are leaving this summer. They have to be replaced. We've got players that are coming in. They need to be coming into a situation that can be successful for them. If we sign Jokeris, if we do get Jokeris is 27 years old. He has not got time to be sitting right here waiting on
this is his best shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's already won trophies in Portugal as well. So he's going to want to do something in the Prem or in England.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody has time to waste anymore. You know, this rumor is floating around about Rodrigo. If we're in for him, he doesn't have time to waste. He's 24.
Someone that's won it all.
Yeah, he's 24. This is the prime of his career. These players that the world-class players that are coming in now are going to have expectations. Expectations. Players like Saliba, expectations. If he's going to hang around any longer, surely he's got to have expectations. So, soccer, expectations.
Especially if he signs a new deal. Honestly, if I was the three main players, I'd stall on it, to be honest with you.
Everybody he goes around this summer in the England squad has won something. Everybody.
When will it end, man?
Yeah, so he's going to want to win something. He's going to want to win something. It's not time. It's no more philosophy, no more light bulbs, no more lemons, no more pickpockets, no more dogs, no more you'll never walk alone. No more of that. It's about now. It's about getting the job.
Well, do all of that, but make sure you win a trophy now, like, because that's why you done all of that, so that we could win silverware. Like, the club let the play. I think personally, last season the club summer coming into this season, I think the fans, and I'll actually extend that to the players, because I might not rate some of these players and whatnot. I think you've been let down. Like, if this was a job and your company is telling you they want to do this, that, and the other, and your manager's moving shaky, the ethos is looking bleak, you're going to be upset. I've got, as I said last summer, and I maintain it, I have sympathy for the fans and the players. Mikel Arteta, everyone above you, you don't have to hold that, because you know what you needed to do in January. You know what you had to do in summer. In fact, I apologize. I extend that to Berta as well, because obviously you wasn't here. Now I need to see what you're doing. Do you think we're putting too much faith in Berta? Because he's only one man.
I think, you know, I'm gonna be straight up with you when it comes with Berta's got to do. He's got a lot of cleaning up to do.
He ain't gonna be able to sleep in the next few months.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cleaning up to do. The first sign of business is I was on the phone last night with somebody, and we were talking about this Berta situation. And I said, well, I'll give you the first shining light. Jorginho is heading out of here.
He's gone anyways. He's going back to Brazil.
Immediately. No more entertaining ideas. No more any of that. And you're seeing the transfer links start much more earlier than they normally would.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see stuff that actually makes sense, you know. And so when you look at what he's got to do this summer, he's got to try to delicately balance this Saliba situation, this Magalhaes situation. Soccer Zubamendi, I think, was already in the pipeline anyway, so I'm not even counting that. I think Zubamendi was done well before.
We just had to dot I's and cross T's, and we still ain't seen him hold a shirt yet. So
yeah. That's one of the biggest ones, DG. Until we see some of these people in shirts,
it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We can hear say Ornstein, Fabricio, all of those guys. They can say whatever they want to say until you actually see the trailer on the Arsenal.com YouTube page. That's when
saying I watched Thierry Henry and Bergkamp and this one growing up, because even most players can change their minds, and I think everyone's seen it. We've seen it, Liverpool's seen it, everyone's seen it, especially with Zubamendi. It's like, oh, are you actually gonna let it happen this time, or are you gonna get cold feet? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me, I'm going to wait and see what we got coming in. However, I do think Berta's gonna get what we need. I think he's gonna get this manager. And I said this last night, either Sunday. I said I want him to have everything that he needs.
No excuses then.
Yeah. I don't want any more excuses. I want him, if he needs 5 strikers, go find 5 strikers. If he needs 12 center backs, go find all 12 of them. Whatever he needs. Whatever this brother needs to get over the line, because I don't want to hear any more excuses from these folks that swear he's getting us to the next level. I want it to be proven wrong next season. Prove me wrong. I want to see us win.
That's all we want, Matty, to be proven wrong.
Yeah, that's all I ask for. People think, oh, you want the club to fail. I want the club to succeed. I want trophy after trophy. I'm a Lakers
fan. Last time I checked, you was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I look, man. I support winners. I want to win. WIN. I'm not talking about the dog. I'm talking about success. I'm talking about certified success. You know, we look at this Europa League thing. People laugh. They laughed at United. They laughed at Spurs. But what are they doing? Competing for what? A trophy.
And we hope to God United win that.
Man, we doomed either way it go. We doomed either way it go. Either you're gonna get, as my grandma said, either you're gonna get your ass whooping now, you're gonna get it later on tonight. It's one of the two. The ass whooping still gonna be the same. And so we doomed.
It's still pending.
Yeah. We have nobody to blame ourselves for this season, the way this season is played out, except ourselves. And like you said, you said January, this started in the summer.
It
This
started in the
all
summer.
goes back to the summer. The last 2 windows, 3 windows, as a matter of fact.
Drop the ball, man.
Yeah, you dropped the ball big time. This is why I said, if they would just think about it, DG, if we were to go back 3 transfer windows, you nix the Havertz deal. You say, okay, we bring in Rice, we bring in,
Another midfielder. I was screaming Lavia at the time because I wanted that long-term party replacement.
A midfielder, Sassedo, whoever, you bring these guys in, and then you bring in maybe 1 or 2 other pieces. You don't blow it on a left back that's played less than 20 games this season, and then another fella that we bought as a defensive midfielder, that's the striker. You look at that,
man.
and then you look at how far we got, and if we would have had what we needed to have, just the that show. Your favorite word, fine margins. That
exactly
right there. That if we'd have had what we needed to get over the line, we're probably getting ready for a Champions League final in a couple.
We don't have 14 draws, and if them 14 draws were converted to, I don't know, 14 of them draws turned into 7 wins. Yeah. Me and you are talking very differently about maybe the Liverpool going into the Liverpool game, or like you said, Champions League final, or going into these last 2 games. Like, and it brings this up, yeah, because we're on topic with it. Because a lot of people, I feel like, I think you're probably the same, Lee's the same, I'm the same. Even more positive people like Fams on TV. It's like, we're not allowed to be honest, kind of thing. And it's like they want us to be dishonest. Like, you think Matty or me or anyone wants to say we're not good enough, we haven't done this, we haven't done that. We love the club, we watch the club. Like, this man's in America. So if we're playing at 12:30 UK time, fuck knows what time he has to wake up. You can't say the man don't love the club. And when you look at it, yeah, they're not saying, me and everybody else, we're not saying anything different than what the gaffers come out and said. In the Champions League, we did better than last season. Fair enough. We got to the semis, but not where we want because we wanted to win it. Fair enough. No complaints in that. In the Premier League, we've made a step backwards with the points created. With the points we've created, it's clear we haven't done as well as last season. That's what Matty said. That's what I said. That's what the manager said. So forget me and his opinions. We're armchair experts. The manager said that. We want to be wrong. Like, we want to get over the line.
You know what, DG? If it's one lesson that he has to learn this year, he has to learn this lesson, and that's it's gonna sound cliche when I say it, but he has to be humble. Step back, admit that you've made them. See, this is the first. We took a step back. It's nothing wrong with admitting you made the mistake. I told Lee Gunner this the other day. We was talking about coaching because I used to coach, and I told him, I said, you know what one of the major problems is, and this is why it goes back to him not having prior experience before he got here. Most people who start out, every blue moon you run into a Xavi Alonso, somebody go off and they company they go.
No, but even Xavi Alonso, he was doing academy work, and then he's obviously.
I'm going to get to that. I'm about to get to that. But you have to go through losing. Everybody goes through it. You have to learn to lose. You have to learn. There's nothing wrong when you lose some of these games. It allows you to learn. You learn in losses. The problem that we all have with Arteta is you're not learning from the losses, and you're repeating the losses, doing the same thing that you've done.
And life is going to keep showing you the same lesson again and again till you learn.
Exactly. And so, what I'm saying is, bro, he needs this, especially off the back of this last week. These last 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, actually, when you think about it. Bro, you got to do some internal reflection. Turn from your wicked ways, my friend. It is not working out. 4 left backs, 2 left backs here, 3 left backs there. What's the all constant? We didn't win the game.
No plan B, still can't break down no blocks.
Yeah.
Not got a 9.
This is why I said next year, there's no more excuses. There's absolutely none.
Everyone's on borrowed time.
Everybody from top to bottom. Top to bottom now, DG. This is enough now. 5 years. This is half a decade now. We're talking half a decade.
And we're wasting our chances because we're actually a good team, but we need to become a great team. How do you become a great team? By getting over the line, learning quick and fast, and getting over the line. And I think where my frustration comes with, if this season, like if we did everything that me and you would want last summer, yeah, and we did all of that and the season panned out the same way, to a degree, I might say fair enough, because if I look at the injuries, at least you put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
A lot of this has happened regardless, which is jarring. And I think there's too much woe is me, and that is not sport. It really isn't. It's annoying.
He's now one of the longest tenured managers in Europe.
And well paid.
And the second most expensive manager in Europe. Oh, if not the highest paid. I can't remember now. But
he's up there.
This brother here has to he got to start cutting his teeth, because this doesn't make any sense. The stuff we've seen the last couple, we go to the Liverpool game. You come out, it's guard of honor. It's guard of honor. What's your team talk? Hey man, F this. We for the day. Yeah, we for the ruin this. And if you ain't motivated by that, then you come see me after this game and we'll get you sorted out over the summer. That's the game. That's the game discussion. A guard of honor. You embarrassed for the world to see, and go out there in 20 minutes and give up 2 goals.
Credit for the reaction, but exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? How many times have we seen that, DG, this year? How many times have we seen that game? Was nothing more than what we've seen all year long. Guess what it was? Another draw. 14.
Tale of 2 halves. Yeah. And another draw, 14. And this is where everything needs to be micro-analyzed this season. The draws, the points dropped from winning positions, the squad depth, players that are, we all know the 3-4 players that show us that extended consistency. Players ran into the ground. Declan Rice has picked up a hamstring injury. There's about 3-4 more of those. Trossard now as well. And this is why I said, Matty, if anything, I feel sorry for the players. I can criticize their ability, if they should be at the club, their form. But I can't question. I'll be honest. For me, I think they bloody fucking tried as hard as they can. Even the players I don't rate. I don't think the club will put their best foot forward.
A lot of these guys have left it on the field. A lot of these guys have left it on the pitch. That's
why I'm like, what? Fair play. 18-year-old Lewis Skelly doing his thing. Kivior, who admittedly, in my opinion, has changed a bit, but probably should not be playing in semi-finals and that. Nowhere near Magalhaes. Stepped in and done very well. I can't critique the players. Like, you lot have done all you can. And I wonder how they felt in January with us not buying anything. And if I go beyond the Mikel Arteta now, I must admit, I'm again excluding Berta. Hopefully he can pivot and change things. But I'm looking at the football club. I'm not a fly on the wall, bro. I don't know what's going on. But I think if you genuinely wanted to win and you was like, let's say I'm Josh Kroenke and I truly cared and whatnot. And let's just assume for this example, Arteta was deluded and said, I don't want to sign anyone in January. I'm going to strong arm him and say, no, listen, as mad as the season's been, we still got a fighting chance. Let's bring someone in. And I know this because Declan Rice said, Tierney's having to play left wing. I'm sure. If me and you, as just armchair experts are saying this, what the hell are these players saying? Because this is the one year where it's almost like you have to wake up from this dream. Sure, we didn't win the 2 previous seasons, but it's been it's been decent somewhat. This year, it's been shit from start to finish. Everybody needs to look in the mirror now because this ain't on.
You're saying this season. They've been saying this the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. Remember the last game of the season against Everton. We're not going to rest on this. Have the club followed through.
Think about it. We go back to the 8-year bottle job. We were 8 points clear. Yeah, you brought in Trossard, but what else came with him? Oh, Jorginho. What's the motivate? Something to push. Nothing. Okay, so we bottle it. Move on to next year. Go to next year. Havertz comes in. Rice comes in. January shows up. What did you get in January? Hey, we back at it again. Then this year, we at that point we were kind of within. We were for 6-7 points, a few points off. Really wasn't that bad at that time.
It was quote unquote realistic.
Yeah. You could at least try to. At least you could see it. See Liverpool. Then January pull up. Don't even get a free. Don't even bring in somebody just for a couple of months to give you some, something to say. Hey, we're trying to do something. A little motivate, a little experience to help the guys out. Maybe somebody that's you just need a check, whatever. Still decent, can get you about 5 goals, 6 goals, 7 goals. Nothing, 0, zilch. We go from defensive midfielder to striker. Then the season flames out. Everybody's looking around. We draw here, draw there. Crystal Palace. You look at Ipswich, Bournemouth. Then you get we beat Real Madrid, but you left everything. The team itself left its soul in that Real Madrid tie. They left everything over there in that Real Madrid tie. We run into a PSG team like a buzz.
No answers.
Watch this.
Dramatically better coach team in PSG than Real Madrid, and was in trouble.
Watch this, DG. Come lean up to your screen right quick. I'm going to show you something. Come here. Listen in. What did they do in January? What they went out and bought in January? Well, how did it work out for them? How did it work out?
Bloody well, mate. Like, because you saw what they did. And do you remember? Like, I don't want to say the team from down the road, yeah, but do you remember when we missed out on top 4? They bought players. We ain't learned. We don't learn our lessons. And what did we just say for a few moments ago, Matty? If you don't learn lessons, life is going to keep making you repeat it until you want to learn. How much time are you going to put your hand in a fire, get burned, and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that?
Yep. This season, this whole summer has to be about have we learned our lesson? Because at this stage now, if you're not learning that lesson, then that means you just don't care. And I'm starting to believe you just don't care. And if you don't care, then just tell us you don't care, and I'm gonna show you that I don't care. I'm gonna show you that I don't care too. But
they're gonna start caring because when people stop going to games, like there's a whole bunch of tickets available at for Newcastle. Yeah, that's when people are like, "Oh, what's going on? Bums on seats."
When that wallet close up, and I sit off to the side, that's it. That's it.
When you bring the merchandise out and no one's buying it and it's not sold out, that's when you're like, "Oof," and that's how they pull us back in.
Yeah. Right here, this brother right here, Ryan. Shout out to him. Even City tried to save themselves by spending big in January because it was obvious that they were struggling. And how did it pan out? Look where they at now. Look where they at. If you don't look where they are, if you don't believe that it'll work out, sometimes you have to break the glass in case of an emergency.
Facts.
You have to do that, and that's what that's one of the biggest problems. It's almost as if nobody thought about like they could even see us getting that far, but that should have been the aspirations anyway. Wait, man, let's bring in a player. And let's see how far we can go. Let's see what we can do. Let's push it. Let's push it forward.
How about we PSR? We got to keep the powder dry. There's no players that can improve us. We don't want to buy players for the sake of it. Market opportunity. There's always a reason on and off the field as to why we're not where we want to be.
We just don't want a body. Well, guess what you need now? Because you ain't got it. Hey, because the body's hitting the flow.
And there might not be Rice. Well, there's no Marino. We don't know for Rice and Trossard against Newcastle. Newcastle win their next 2 games, 1 against us. They finish above us, and they got a trophy.
Timber's out. Timber's out. He's
Timber
done
as well. That's why I feel sorry for the players. Ran into the ground.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's like a car with 750,000 miles on it. You know, you're trying to get on the Autobahn. Like, come on, seriously, man. Let's it's time out for this. This was an embarrassment this year. And we've got fans running right here talking about it's the players' fault. Oh, man. No, it's like you said, they've given everything they've gotten. These 5 hamstring injuries. I've been watching football a long time. I've never seen a team have 5 consecutive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hamstring injuries. That means you are being overworked. That brother right here, this brother right here in that PSG game ran 90 yards.
And he's played this season with a broken toe at points.
It busted toe. And guess what? The toe still broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stayed. It just stayed. You know, you went and post some peroxide on it and it helped. No, it still broke.
And brother, probably every week painkiller injections for this guy.
Yeah, you start taking them cortisone shots and stuff after a period of time, it wears down the muscle. And then what happened?
Exactly.
What happened?
Exactly.
These players are overworked, man, by this manager.
Mate, you're bang on the money. Like, yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to say the players, of course, the players are the ones playing out there, and yeah, they could have done better, and ultimately they're the ones playing. But at the end of the day, Arteta, you've done a lot well. You're also shooting yourselves in the foot. Those above you, excluding Berta, and we're going to see what he's on, they haven't helped you. This is why we're saying, if you look at the owners / board, Arteta, the players, we have less energy for the players. They're not picking themselves. As I said at the start, I can criticize their ability, all of those things. I can't question their commitment. They've fucking tried their best. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's like you said, you look at players, you know, I'm hard on Odegaard, but look at him, he's shattered. This man is done. I was like, you can look at him. Yeah, this brother, you're not getting any more juice out of that lemon. It's over. That's done. This season is over. These players cannot wait for this to be over with. And I can guarantee you, if we didn't have Newcastle and Liverpool the last 2 games, and it was Ipswich and Bournemouth or whatever, we'd have kids out here playing. I'm just being 100%. The only reason why we get in the team we got now is because of the mess we find ourselves in the league, which is a mess.
If second was a shoe-in, Now you would start seeing Wanyeri play. And I'm not saying I want to see this, but Zinchenko and this one and that one. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's wild. It's wild, man. It's wild. Yo, see right there. The main focus at Arsenal will be on the forward, and those within the club are saying now that there are so many options that there are no excuses. We should have had this for the last 3 years. You were back to back challenging, deluded back to back.
I mean, all I can say, Matty, before I get angry, better late than never, innit?
There's no need to get angry. That's why I tell people, nah, don't let it get you upset anymore. Don't let you banging on tables and getting frustrated. No. Missed opportunity. This is what you say now when you go back through history. This was a missed opportunity. We can't have this happen again. That's what you got to start saying. We can't have this happen again. Well,
and then Matty, you're bang on, because as much as I want players for right now, I'm all about finding young players that could be the guys in the future. I don't like waffling about the past, but I can see, back to back 8. We're crying about different things. But one thing that annoys me is we never, ever, ever, ever seize the current moment, whether that's fighting for the league. Obviously, I'll cut some excuses for the Champions League, but not being in a Champions League final. I always tell people, I don't know how the final is going to pan out. And I'm definitely not suggesting Spurs and Man United have had great seasons, but they've presently been presented with an opportunity to be in a final. Crystal Palace, don't know if they expected to be in the FA Cup final. They're in that. Newcastle ending their drought. City could, in their worst season, end up with a trophy. It's Liverpool as well. It's the fact that that's something we could learn from. When you're presented with a present opportunity, grab it with both hands, man, because you don't know what tomorrow brings.
That's what I've been trying to tell his fan base for the last 2 years.
They don't want to hear it though, because people like the journey rather than destination.
Yeah, I'm all about getting to the final stop, kicking my feet off, relaxing, basking in the sun, listening to some good music, sipping on some good. Bro, I want the spoils of life. I want the spoils of life. Bro, you find yourself in a situation where you're in a Carabao Cup. We're going 100%. Now, if we go down fighting, penalty shootout, 1-0, they score something at the depth, stuff like that. Oh, all right,
fair enough.
Hands up, But to not even put your best foot forward coming into a season, coming off the back of the last 2 seasons, which indicated to you that you were close. You were close.
You're closer to your goals than you're further away.
Nice. Yeah, but to not even try to go for it, that's when you have to ask yourself, what are we doing here? This is why I said, no longer am I going to get mad, scream and shout over that stuff. I just simply say this: 3 years, missed opportunity. You better hope the opportunity shows up again. That's what you better hope. You better hope we get this opportunity again. And if you get it next time, you better seize it. Because
and no, you're bang on the money, Matty, because as much as we're Arsenal fans and it hurts us and we're going to be here long after Arteta and the players, for us it's another day at the office. I'm not saying this for the sake of it, but for argument's sake, I've been waiting my whole life, 30 years for a Champions League. What's another year or 10? I've been waiting 20 plus years for another Prem. What's another year? At some point, the manager, the players, these lot are going to blink and your career's done, and you're going to look back at these moments.
Yeah, these players, think about it, man. Look, we've watched some of these boys become men immediately, overnight.
Saliba.
It's Saliba.
Lewis Skelly, and he's been in the team 2 minutes.
I told you, Magalhaes
as well, yeah.
He's close to 30. And people just they don't think. See, football moves very, very rapidly.
Life does. Blink and you miss it, as Matty said. Yeah. Like, look how old these guys are now.
Yeah, look at this manager. How is it that watch this? How is it that Vincent Kompany brought a team up to the Premier League? They got relegated. He left at Bayern Munich within a year, a title. He's won technically three league titles. Two league titles. This manager ain't won one, and he did it in less. He retired while he was still coaching. See, he retired while he was coaching, and has come out, and in less time since he's been coaching, he's won 2 titles. Bro, you have to seize the opportunity.
As I always tell people, discipline hurts.
This is the problem with this manager. If you need help, ask for it. This is why I told you the first time I came out, I said he need to be over here this summer sitting at a symposium on coaching, understanding player development.
And this is where I hope Berta does his thing, man.
What does what does MLS need right now? He needs tutelage. And this is why I brought this up from a cultural perspective. he has major trouble if the player gets past him. Recovery. Well, how do you fix that? You train him on how to make the player or the attacking player go where you want him to go. Slow the player down.
Or change what you want him to do.
Change what you want him to do. And you learn how to bring in a little help on the side of you. Well, how do you learn that? That's down to the manager teaching tutelage. That's the kind of stuff he needs to be learning now. He needs to be learning this kind of stuff. This is you want to talk about phases? This is the phase he's supposed to be in his career, the way he can teach people stuff.
No more phases, man. No more phases. The only phase is getting over the line. Because I actually think you've got a lot of issues, Mikel Arteta. You isolated as a man. I actually think you're a very good manager. You know, just you. I think you've done very well. I think in your second year back in as a Champions League manager, you've done well. The problem is, before I have any admiration for you, I love my football club, and the two are intertwined. You need to learn these lessons, which is why I don't think it's a thing where Berta is like a level above him or a typical director of football. But I think, like I always said, like if you imagine Arsenal was a family, right, and Josh Kroenke was the dad, or Stan, or whoever you want, and Mikel Arteta is his son, and Edu's his son. Arteta is the kind of golden child. I hope Berta is another golden child, and he can push back, because this summer, for me, everything needs to make sense.
I'll tell you what I want Berta to be. I want Berta to be the uncle.
Yeah. In fact, because he's got 12 years experience in this job.
Yeah, uncle gonna be the one that's gonna set you straight. I'll tell you what you need. I'll give you what you need, not what you want.
Facts.
And I think that's been a problem with him and Edu. He got what he wanted instead of what he needed, and now you wish you would have got what you needed. But hopefully Berta's gonna get what you need this summer. And because we need winners. We need players that can pop up when we need goals.
X factor.
That's what we lacking, and we've got to move quickly. Teams like Newcastle, I'm telling you, Newcastle's for the tight. Man, I told Guns last night. I said, in my head, it just popped up like this. I said, you gonna mess right around here, and Buemo gonna be sitting over there at Newcastle with Cunha. And if them two get over there in that midfield with that midfield, and Gordon on the other side, and Buemo on the other side with Isak up there, and you got that midfield. Bro,
City are not going to rest on their laurels.
No, that whole Florian Wirtz deal. If you go to Madrid or what, but Bayern or whatever, then they're going to go for the next best player. Well, if they drop down to the next best player, that might be a player we looking at, because now that the next best player might be the A player for us. Where they go to another level, they got world class. They can go get the total creme de la creme. You drop down to that next tier, that's the player 9 times out of 10 we chasing. So then now that puts a strain on us. Likewise, if United they win this Europa League, then they go from Delap to Gyökeres overnight. So this is why it's like we don't have time. We don't really have time to be messing about this summer. There's no time to be messing about. There's no time to be looking around. There's no projects. We have to buy this right here on this screen, right there. That right there.
Go spend the 60 million and give him the money he needs, man.
That is, when you think about when you look at the output that he's had, that's $140 million striker right there.
No, but man, he can't do it he can't correlate it from the Portuguese league to England, and we can't break down low blocks in his XG and his heat map. There's too many concerns, Matty, man.
65 million. I don't care what it is. 65 million. That's a good piece of business right there.
Spend the money, man. 26 is ready.
Yeah, cut the check. We seen it. We saw him turn around. We seen him turn Saliba. You saw that?
You saw what did he? I swear he got a hat trick against City as well.
He did against City.
He's done it, and he's got transferable experience, because I know people who say it's championship and whatever, but championship's a difficult league. He's done it there. Like, he can do this thing.
Yeah, he's been roughed up down there. You get roughed up down in the championship, and if he can leave out of the championship, go over there and score goals. This man is ready to go. He's 27. All signs point he's about ready to go. This is no different than when we got Giroud, when Giroud was over there.
Montpellier and that.
Montpellier, yeah, Montpellier, no different. What did Giroud? I think Giroud had the most goals talent that year, if I'm not mistaken. Back when they won the title that year, it was either him or either him or Ibra They were going back and forth at it. And then look what he came over, and look at his career. Look at his trajectory. You can say what you want to say about him being an Arsenal, but look at his trajectory. Look at what he's done. This brother's right on. This is right here, the same as that thing. 27 years old. Bro, he is ready to go. This is when you
ready for right now. A sense of urgency as well.
Yeah. This is it. This right here is exactly what we need. I'd almost go out to say if we'd have got him in the summer, we probably would have cut them draws down to at least we'd had at least maybe 7 or 6.
And then what conversations are we having?
We talking about hooking up at the bar in a couple of weeks because I'll be over there at a open top celebration.
Oh, it'll be amazing. And it's actually getting to summertime. London weather's actually getting nice. But that's the thing, Matty. Unfortunately, all we've got is what ifs and dreams and what could have been. It's now about getting over the line. That's it. Over the line. Arteta, I personally will go on record and say I think you're a good manager, but I love my football club more. You need to get over the line. You're a good coach. You need to now be a winning coach. Wenger got killed for less than that. Managers at other clubs have been killed for less than that. Ultimately, you have to die by the high expectations that you are accused of resetting. Because if we won, you'd be the first guy being praised. And unfortunately, Matty, as you know, people can say it's not the players, it's the board or whatever. If Arteta didn't believe he could thrive here, he wouldn't have taken a job in the first place. You don't sign a new deal. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the business. It's easier to get rid of one man than it is 20 players and a sporting director. This is the game. Yeah,
this is what I said. This year's going to be important for him, man. He's going to have to. This is it. He's got to produce the goods this year. He's got to produce the goods this year. You know, there's no other team in world football that's on the highest echelon would have given him this much amount of time and not have anything to show for it.
Facts.
And nobody and people can dispute what I'm saying or whatever. You look around. I want to say I think the stat I saw is Real Madrid. No manager over 51 has had more than 4 years at the club in over 30 years.
You have to win.
You got to produce the goods, bro. You've got to produce the
You've made us dream.
Goods. Yeah.
Because the top 6 record, all these things, it's not that it doesn't count for nothing, but under the premise of getting us back to where we wanted to be winners, you're not doing that. If we want to be a team that consistently gets Champions League football, maybe gets to the semi-finals, maybe picks up a domestic cup, then you're doing fine. But I know that's not what anybody wants.
Yeah, you want the real deal. You want the big trophies, the big
exactly.
Big. You know, at this stage, it's the big. You know, for me, man, he's got to get it done. Berta's probably gonna work his magic, whatever. We're probably gonna see. I don't know who's gonna leave. I know people don't know who. We're gonna see somebody leave. I can't tell you who, but he's probably gonna have move one.
Might be some unpopular decisions, man.
Yeah, he's gonna move one to bring in 1 or 2. You know, sometimes you got to take.
I said Berta ain't sleeping this summer, Matty, man.
Yeah, and then you look at the wages. That's another landmine that he's got to deal with in the next couple of years. So I mean, it's a lot. This is a pivot. I know I said this last summer to a couple of people, but this is an extremely pivotal summer for this football club. This is a pivotal year coming up for this football.
I don't want to sound cliche, but to echo that, most important summer in a while, man.
Yeah. This is it. This is it. This is the put up or shut up moment here with this.
Facts.
Football. This is it. This is put up or shut up. Because if we go through what we went through again this year, it's
gonna get toxic, man.
Yeah, it's not acceptable because from my understanding, it was getting rough on Sunday. If they'd have put in a couple more goals, that's why I said on the show with the guys yesterday. We are very blessed that was Slot and not Klopp yesterday because that was Sunday. If that would have been Klopp, if that had been Klopp, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He's not happy. He wants to smell blood. And big up. This is why I said the players. Big up David Raya. He bailed us out on a couple of occasions, man, if I'm brutally honest with you. And that's the thing, man. Arteta don't change frequently enough. Would you make it this question? Because it's on brand with what we're on about. How many players do you believe we need to complete how many players do you believe we need to compete on all fronts? I don't know if he's talking ideal world or idealistic, realistic world, but for me, I think we need about 5, 6 at a minimum.
I was gonna say about 6, 7, but realistically,
5 to 7.
What I think we'll be getting this summer is probably 3, 4. That's kind of what along those lines. I would love to get 5. Man, we get 5. That'd be outstanding. That would be outstanding. Because then you can move some of these players like Jesus. You can move them in January because you can't sell him now because he's botched. But you could probably move him in January. Maybe bring in a January sign or a loan or something like that.
Facts.
But he's gonna. All of the things that we need. There's no way we can sign realistically 10 players. So it's gonna have to be 3 or 4 players. Plus,
but you need 3 players that are gonna impact his starting 11 immediately.
But what
starting with the number 9,
DG, what you're gonna have to see is players like Havertz is going to have to learn that, my friend, you got to go to the bench. Marino, you're gonna have to go to the bench.
Marino, Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli. I'm not being disingenuous. You
Yeah,
can help us, but yeah, if your form's out this world, you'll start bench
yeah,
settings.
yep. That's exactly. It's gonna have to be ruthless with these players.
Got to be cruel to be kind.
Yep, yeah. And then on top of that, not only that, DG, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. Havertz is. I would not surprise me if Berta goes to Havertz and say, "I'm gonna need you to restructure this contract," because this, some of these players like Jesus, some of these guys, hey, if you want to stay here, you're gonna have to restructure this contract. If not, we'll look to get you somewhere where you need to be, but you're not gonna be getting to pay these wages here.
And you're bang on the money, Matty, because on paper, I don't know if Partey is going to take less or whatever, but we'll get onto it. But there's rumors of Partey getting a new deal. Gyökeres is going to be on like 200k. Saka, Saliba, Magalhaes, by God's grace, all signed new deals. As you said there, you've got Havertz. It's not sustainable. Yeah, you've got Jorginho leaving, potentially Nelson and Zinchenko and Tierney, but there's a lot to do. And I feel sorry for Berta because obviously you're going to do stuff, but you're only one man. One man can't do it alone. One man can't change the ethos of the football club. So in God we trust, in it, really and truly. I wanted to ask you as well, before we forget, I forget about this. Would you make of Kivior? Because apparently we want to give him a new contract. Simultaneously, though, apparently he still wants to leave. Like, do you think we should learn from the Ainsley Maitland-Niles thing a couple of years ago where he weren't playing, he started playing, we got bids, we didn't sell, and his stock dropped? Like, could you argue there's no been a better time maybe to sell Kivior, or do you keep him for depth?
I'd say selling while his stock is high. I'd say
Fair.
selling while the stock is high, and I would probably move to get maybe a veteran or somebody that's a little bit better in.
Can't disagree with that, man. We saying for Cunha, apparently he looks set to go Man United, although Arsenal and Newcastle apparently still want to hold talks. I don't think we're getting him, but
no. I tell you what, man, I can see he would fit perfect for Newcastle. I mean, he would fit perfect for Newcastle.
I want Mbeumo, man.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I think Mbeumo might be going to Newcastle too. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think United. If I'm Cunha, depending on
scary sight.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing with United because United still, regardless, and this is what our fan base don't realize. Man United is still Man United, regardless.
It's still Man United, yeah. It's like Chelsea, still Chelsea.
Yeah.
Everyone but Spurs got clout.
It's like the old Yankees. Everybody know about the Yankees. You know about it's certain teams. It's just when they call a Cowboy. They regardless how bad they are, you want to play for that team. So it's gonna be interesting to see where he ends up. But if I were him, I would probably look at Newcastle. I would probably go to Newcastle if I were him.
Newcastle's bad news, man. I think in the next 5-10 years, they win the Premier League. I say 10 years conservatively. I say 5 years depending on PSR and how many times they qualify for the champs and all of that kind of jazz, man. Would you make it? Well, now we already spoke about left backs. Partey, do you give him a new deal? And actually, a bit of a double-edged question. Do you give him a new deal, yeah? And if we bring in Zubamendi, do you think he's better than Partey?
I think Zubamendi is more of a more mobile Jorginho. I would probably hold on. I would hold on to Partey for at least another year. You don't have to run him into the ground. You can use him. He knows the system. He knows the team comfortable. You can bring him in. He's still good. We all see that. I would try to hold on to him for a little bit. This is because this is like this position is much more delicate, man. Because it's hard to find a really good defensive midfielder.
And the 6 for what Arteta wants. He's such a unicorn.
Yeah. So I would probably hold on to him personally.
And that's the thing. And if Zubamendi's not coming in to be better than Partey on paper, being devil's advocate, what's the point in bringing him in? Because he's not a game changer.
What did I say about the Marino signing?
True.
This is what I'm saying. This is why you look at the transfer. Why I said you look at the summer. And you have to start asking, okay, well, if you're doing that, so what was the problem? Why did you bring this fella in for? Who knows?
Zubamendi might go up front.
You know what's getting lost in this too? Nobody's saying we need another creative midfielder.
I think we do. I don't think it's a priority. I think the club will say we got one year here, Max Dolman. We love Odegaard.
We really have one year. Do we really have one there based off of what we've seen the last couple?
But this is I don't agree with that. I think this is how they're viewing it, really and true. This is what they're doing, and I think they're more like they'll also say, "Well, I don't want to see it." You know, they'll say they can do other things with the midfield trios, which are not necessarily tens. I would love it. I would love another 10, someone that's maybe better than Odegaard competition.
Who would you bring in, DG?
The guys I want, bro. We can't get Verts. Like we can't get Verts and them kind of. I would say Ryan Cherky because he's available for 20 odd million quid. But he's got a chip on his shoulder. Our club don't want that. They don't want them kind of man. Ryan Cherky would be the one for me. He can play out wide. He can play in the 10. He's got that chip on your shoulder. Like, I want the ball. I'm going to make the difference. I know people say, oh, he doesn't work hard. And I always say, what is harder to learn? Yeah. Having that temperament, having that technical ability, that spatial awareness, that delicate eye for a pass. Is that harder to learn? And you could argue, if you ain't got that now, when are you going to get it? Is that harder to learn than running around or stand here? Surely that running stuff and standing around, you can be taught that as long as you want to learn that. Ryan Cherky's the one for me, but you could go for Eze. But again, me and we're not going to go and get a left winger 80, 90, however much on Gyökeres and then whatever Eze is, maybe with outgoings, but the ones I want, we can't go and get, man.
Hey, man, that brother, I showed you that brother Yunus over there at Galatasaray, man.
Bro, that's big money. They're saying 60, 70 for him. And
was crazy. And he went for 5.
That's it. No, because if you're them foreign clubs, if the Premier League clubs come calling for your players, you've got money. You want to overprice them. It's like me going to America somewhere randomly and trying to buy something. Of course, they're gonna try and make me pay tourist rates. Where if you go certain places, they know that it might be from round the way. I can't do these things.
Hell, I get the same rate y'all get. I get the same rate.
Exactly. Yeah, and the game's I hear it because Prem's get money.
Yeah, man. We need to create a midfielder. We need another one.
We're dying for it.
Yeah, we need one to challenge Odegaard, man. Now I like what I did see from Odegaard on Sunday. He took that shot from outside the box, and I'm like, bro, where's this been at all year?
Where's that been for 12 months? Man?
Yeah, where's that been at? Then the through pass, But then again, he reverted back to tight when Martinelli was ran off the back, blind run, nothing. He went sideways. And it's like, bro, that's the kind of stuff that's holding you back, right? That right there is what's separating you from being next tier. Is those passes right there, which it was also good to see Martinelli going through the middle, which I don't know to understand where people get this notion about he couldn't play through the middle when he was doing it when he came to the football club. Unai had him playing right through the middle. This manager put him out wide. And look at it. Now look at the two. You can see the difference in the two Martinelli just in that alone. Him in the middle and out there. Now so I'll take what we saw Sunday with him going through the middle, DG, and ask, why didn't we do that against PSG? Why did we not do that against PSG in the second leg?
When you got answers, let me know, man, because I sure as hell don't.
Something to keep the defense honest. Something. What did I tell you before we talked? I said, they're going to see Mikel Merino. I said, we've already revealed our hand. And I said, they're not going to respect him there because they've already dealt with him in the midfield. So they'll just take the ball up top. Well, what they do? Take the ball up top, and what happened? I told you from a coaching perspective. I told you what they were going to do. I told you that. And that's exactly what they went out there and did.
Simple game, this football game.
All they would have had to do, all Arteta would have had to do, we'll put Martinelli up there. We can't. But now we got to kind of account for him being here because we got to account for this speed. So we just can't be running wild, Fine margins, brother. Fine margins.
Tired of hearing about fine margins, man. But you are right. It is fine margins. What do you make of alleged interest in Rafa Leao? 100 million price tag. Do you go for it? Do you do it? Can you see it, especially if we get Gyökeres?
How much was it?
Saying 100 million euros. So what's that? About 90 million pounds?
I mean, who is it?
Can we really see that happening with Zubamendi and Gyökeres and all the other things?
No, it's too much. I'm just trying to think of who it was. I was thinking that was a rumor I saw today. Somebody coming in on the left hand side. I can't remember who it is now, but for me, not for Leao. No, not that much.
I can't see that happening, man. But I have to ask.
Yeah. No,
you
can just go ahead and slide that to the side.
Yeah, we know that ain't happening. That's the new kit coming out, apparently. Do you think this starting 11, if anybody's just listening on the audio, Raya, Lewis Skelly, Gabriel Magalhaes? Yeah. I have to ask you, do you think this can win the league?
No, not with Nico Williams over there. No way. No,
You don't rate him?
Nah. Nico, he's got a lot of growing to do. I'm not gonna say he's a bad player. I'm just saying that he's a player
Very raw.
he's extremely raw. He needs to develop. He needs to develop a lot more to his game.
But should we take a chance on him then? Or is it you're still like it's right now mode kind of thing?
No. I think we need right now. We need right now.
I hear that because he is going to be on big wages. I hear that. Would you make it this Hansen guy? He did well against us, apparently, despite he's aggressively linked with Real Madrid. But Arsenal and Liverpool are currently the front runners to sign Dean Huijsen, while Real Madrid also remain keen. A decision on the player's future is expected soon. His 50 million release clause can be paid in 3 installments.
This brother's Spanish, right?
Yeah, Spanish / Dutch. I think he's Dutch, but he started playing for Spain.
He's going to Madrid. He wouldn't even entertain it. If Madrid can't knock it, he go to Madrid. And then worst case scenario with Madrid is they could put him on the bench, train, get him up to speed, and then they can unleash him.
And he's just happy to be there as well.
Yeah. So now this right here, brother.
Yeah, my last one for you, Rodrigo.
Yeah, this is who I was thinking about just then. This is it right here. This is it right here. Now you talk about a summer.
He can play Odegaard's role as well.
This would be the closest thing to when we signed Sanchez a couple years back. When you bring in a player who for a fact ready to go, who has the skill, who can come in,
become the talisman for us.
Yeah. This brother here. This is exactly what the doctor ordered right here. Right here is what the doctor ordered. If there's a way to get him out of Madrid this coming up summer, we need to be right on it. This right here. Now, this is right here. Is what, if this can happen, this is one of them Berta moves. If something like this happens. Because this brother is exactly what we need.
Big wages required.
Sock on the right, Jokeris through the middle. Talk to me. Tell me something good.
I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better about being able to score goals. I don't think we have 14 draws. We improve our game management. And we might be able, this time next year, Matty, we might be talking about when you're coming to North London, man.
Hey, brother. And you open up a low block.
Yeah.
Now you solve that low block problem.
Yep.
That's it right there. Across your
front line. Are we going to do this, though?
Yeah.
He's going to cost like 100 million quid. You throw in Jokeris, that's 170. You're touching 200 odd when you look at Zubimendi. Arteta might want to go and sign that Garcia guy. That's like another 40 million.
You know what I say to it? You know what I say to it, DG? I say, hell, you already spent a billion anyway. What's the problem?
I hear that.
Hey, that's what I do. Hey, you just spent a billion already. Why not go ahead and top it off? Let's go.
You already lost half your bank balance in the casino. Might as well throw it all in there.
Let's roll the dice. Let's go. We already $1 billion. Throw it. Right there what United said. Throw the money immediately. No questions asked. There's no questions asked about that deal. None. Zero. I'd go further to say right now, if there was 2 deals that need to be done this summer, him and Jokeris, and we'll figure out the
immediately.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the rest of it.
That's a war chest. To be fair, do you know what? When I actually break it down, 100 odd for let me actually try. 100 odd for Rodrigo, 50 odd for Zubimendi, 16, 70 for Jokeris. It does kind of feel that is within our remit, assuming Berta can get some players going. But then when you start throwing in goalies and left backs, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that's why when you look back at this is why I keep going back and forth with the top Gooners. When you look at what's been spent, you're like, we spent 800 already, but look what did we spend it on? And then look at what's there available for you to spend money on now. This is what I'm talking about, the management of money. This is why Berta's at the club. This is why Berta's at the club.
Foolishness.
Yeah, to stop that madness. Because we should be, if we spend 350 million, we should be buying the players that you mentioned.
We should see players that look like they cost that much or collectively. Really.
Exactly. So remains to be seen. Hopeful. I am very hopeful about this. I would love for this to happen. This and Jokeris, man. Because we need
the internet,
right? Yeah, we need this. I said today earlier. We need signings like this to make people go out. These kind of signings make you go buy stuff. You actually get on like, you know what, man? We bought Jokeris. Let me go get me the new kit for this year.
Some people are gonna get all free for themselves and their wife and kids.
Yeah. I'm going to get a new kit. Yeah. I went out and bought when we signed the Aubameyang. I hadn't bought an Arsenal kit in God knows how long. As soon as we signed the Aubameyang, Puma kit. And that's all we want. Like something to buy into. Ironically, like we've all been sold a dream for the last 2 years. This year, the dream's been turned into a nightmare.
The club has to get us back on side now. We love the club, we support the club, we're here through thick and thin, but we bought into what you're doing, and now you've sold us a dream. Prove us wrong.
Yep.
Prove us wrong.
Yep. This is why I said he's gonna have to put up a shut up next year. And it's all on him this year. It was all on him this year, but it's really all on you next year. This is your doing now. This is your team. This is your image.
Your squad.
Your squad. This is it. Your signings. My friend, it is time for you to put up a shut up. And you don't have a whole lot of time to do it.
Matty, I wish I could disagree with everything, man. But facts as usual. Let people know where they can find you, man, before I let you get out of here, man. As usual. It's a fantastic chat. Feels like therapy. Not that anything's changed with our club. But yeah.
Likewise, brother. Always good to be here with you, man. I will Southern Gooner here on YouTube, and this evening rather, 8 p.m. I'll be on with Dan Potts on the roundabout.
Come on
over there. So I don't know who I'm gonna be with today, but
hopefully a gal, man. Pick up a gal.
Discussions about players like this today, and this is what needs to be happening right here. This is it right here for me.
So you know where to go, people. And Matty didn't do a good job of promoting himself, people. His YouTube channel is in the title. Please make sure you're subscribing if you want that real talk. As usual, it's a pleasure speaking with you, Matty. Unfortunately, now I've got to run off to Sainsbury's, the supermarket, man. But you like, comment, subscribe. Pardon?
I'm heading to the gym, bro.
Come on, my guy, man. Let me let you get out of here. People, we're out. Come on. In a bit.